Okay, so get ready because today we are going to take a deep dive into the future of food.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it should be pretty tasty. We've got this report called What's Hot 2025 Culinary Forecast.
Oh, yeah, I read that one.
Did you?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I did.
Cool. So it's just packed with all these like insights into, what we should be seeing on menus.
In the next year or so.
Yeah, and like what people are going to be ordering, what's driving those choices.
Yeah, some really interesting trends in there.
Yeah, for sure. So whether you're like, a big foodie
Right.
or just, you like eating.
Well, yeah, of course, who doesn't?
I mean, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this deep dive is going to be really cool, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one thing that really jumped out at me at the beginning of the report was this thing about sustainability being like the #1 thing
Yeah.
that's driving choices now.
Like where people decide to eat,
Yeah,
which is fascinating, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not just about the food anymore.
right? It's like the whole experience and like where it comes from.
The values behind it.
Yeah, and the values,
Yeah.
which is, I don't know, I find that kind of encouraging, actually.
Me too. I think it's really positive to see that shift happening.
Yeah, that people are thinking more about,
Where their food comes from.
yeah,
Right,
exactly,
well,
where their food comes from and, how it impacts the environment.
the impact it has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's being driven by younger generations too.
Okay.
They're much more aware of like environmental stewardship and,
sure.
really want to support businesses that are aligned with their values.
Yeah. So it's not just about like,
Following a trend,
Yeah.
it's actually about like, putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like you're saying.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Would you say that's like a fair?
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's a very fair assessment.
Cool. But let's
Yeah.
move on from all this like, responsible eating for a second.
Okay.
Let's talk about something a little more like exciting,
Right.
adventurous.
Yeah.
What did you think about the Southeast Asian food trend?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be huge.
They said it's going to be huge.
It's going to be massive. Korean, Vietnamese, Filipino food,
Mhm.
all taking center stage.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
It does.
Because if you think about like
All the K-drama.
all the K-dramas,
Yeah.
the cooking show.
Yeah, and the cooking shows introducing people to these flavors,
Yeah.
these incredible flavors
Right.
and ingredients.
I mean, I am hooked on those K-dramas. Like, I got to admit it.
I know I am too.
And the food always looks so good.
It always looks amazing.
Yeah, okay.
Right? It definitely plays a role, in sparking that curiosity
Yeah.
and introducing those flavors. But the appeal goes beyond that, I think.
Right.
Southeast Asian food, it offers such a unique blend of spices,
Right.
fresh ingredients, and there's that real focus on food as medicine,
Right.
which really resonates with a lot of people
I think so.
who are more health conscious these days.
Yeah, yeah. That reminds me of this conversation I had with a friend recently
Yeah.
who's really into Vietnamese food.
Hmm.
And she was talking about how all the like fresh herbs
The fresher,
and like fermented ingredients are like
so good for your gut health.
so good for you, but they also taste really good.
It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's like this culinary adventure that's
Yeah.
like good for you.
Exactly. And it's not just about specific dishes,
Right.
It's about the whole dining experience that comes with Southeast Asian cuisine,
I guess so.
the sense of community,
Oh, yeah.
the sharing of plates, encouraging diners to connect with each other
Yeah.
and savor all those different flavors.
Okay, so speaking of savoring flavors,
Hmm.
let's move on to something a little closer to home, but no less exciting.
Okay, what's that?
Honey.
Honey.
The report says honey is like making a comeback.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As a star ingredient.
As a star ingredient.
Yeah.
Not just like, for your tea.
Right. Right. Not just a sweetener.
Yeah, chefs are like, using it in everything.
It's so versatile.
Yeah.
Savory glazes, decadent desserts, you name it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see why honey has such a unique flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could add sweetness, depth, complexity to like so many different dishes.
It can.
Yeah, I had this salad dressing recently
Okay.
with hot honey and feta cheese.
Oh, wow.
And it was like the perfect balance
I bet.
of sweet, spicy, and tangy.
That sounds delicious.
It was so good.
Yeah, it's those complex flavor combinations that make honey so interesting to work with.
Yeah.
Plus, you can't forget about the perceived health benefits, you know?
people think it's good for you.
Yeah, honey is full of antioxidants, has anti-inflammatory properties.
So it's like good and it tastes good,
Exactly.
which is like, a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Okay, but this next trend I think might raise a few eyebrows.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Stepping out of the shadows. Into the culinary limelight.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about like,
Your basic button mushrooms.
right, like your button mushrooms sautéed with garlic.
Right.
We're talking about functional mushrooms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like lion's mane reishi chaga.
Those are interesting.
Yeah.
They're being incorporated into dishes not just for their earthy flavors, but for their potential, cognitive and mood-boosting properties.
Wait, are we talking about like those mushrooms that people use like medicinally?
Yeah.
I've heard of those, but I never thought about actually eating them.
They're becoming increasingly popular in the culinary world.
Really?
Yeah, chefs are experimenting with them in everything.
Huh.
From savory soups and stews to, innovative meat substitutes.
Interesting.
And get this, they're even being brewed into beverages
Right.
that mimic the buzz of alcohol
No way.
without the hangover.
Like mushroom-infused beverages. That
Yeah.
sounds
Oh,
interesting.
It's a little out there.
I'm not sure I'm ready to like, swap my wine for a mushroom cocktail.
I hear you.
But I got to admire the creativity.
Oh, absolutely. It's very creative.
What is driving this fascination with like, functional mushrooms all of a sudden?
I think it's part of a larger trend.
Okay.
Consumers are seeking out food and beverages that offer potential health benefits.
Right.
People are more aware of the connection between what they eat and how they feel.
So they want stuff that tastes good, but is also good for them.
Yeah, they're looking for ingredients that support their overall well-being.
Yeah, so it's like culinary exploration.
Yeah.
And like a desire for like, wellness.
This like convergence of those two trends.
Okay, but while people are, embracing all these new exciting ingredients,
Right.
they haven't forgotten about like value.
Yeah.
The report says that like,
Value deals.
value deals may not be the top driver,
Mm,
but they're still a big consideration.
they are.
What's interesting is that the concept of value is like evolving. It's not just about finding the cheapest thing anymore.
Right.
It's about getting the best quality
And experience.
and experience for your money.
Yeah, it's about making smart choices.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like less about cheap eats
Yeah.
and more about like smart choices.
Right.
You want to enjoy a delicious meal,
Right.
but you also don't want to
Feel like you've overspent.
break the bank. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so speaking of smart choices,
Yes.
let's talk about a trend that's all about maximizing your experience.
Okay.
Flights.
Flights are taking off.
They are taking off.
Oh.
And not just for beverages.
Whoa.
Food flights are becoming super popular.
Oh, I love food flights.
Me too.
They give you the chance to sample all kinds of flavors and textures
Right.
in a visually appealing and shareable way.
I love that. I love that idea.
It's like a culinary adventure on a single plate.
Right.
You get to try a little bit of everything without feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, I've seen flights of deviled eggs, baked potatoes,
Even pancakes.
even pancakes. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
such a brilliant concept. It taps into our desire for variety and exploration, and it caters to that social aspect of dining, too.
Right.
It encourages people to share and discuss their favorites.
And it's like visually appealing.
It is.
Like, Instagram worthy.
Oh, absolutely perfect for Instagram.
It's a win-win
It is a win-win.
for both the diner and the restaurant.
For everybody.
And speaking of winning, this next trend really speaks to our desire to get the most out of our dining experiences.
Okay, tell me more.
The rise of experiential dining.
Experiential dining.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
It's all about like, creating a memorable experience that goes
Yeah.
beyond just the food.
Yeah, it's about immersing diners in a unique atmosphere.
Yeah, whether it's like a themed restaurant or
An interactive dining concept.
even like a multi-sensory culinary journey.
Oh, yeah. I love those.
It's really interesting how the report ties this trend back to the idea of value. People are willing to spend a bit more.
If it means having a truly unforgettable experience,
Yeah.
it's about creating a sense of value that goes beyond just the price tag.
Yeah.
Diners are looking for those experiences that offer something special, something they can't replicate at home.
It's like the difference between just eating a meal
Right.
and truly savoring an experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this desire for something unique and memorable.
It extends beyond the food itself.
Yeah, the report also talks about like, this resurgence of classic cocktails,
Oh, yeah.
but with a modern twist.
Classic cocktails with a modern twist.
It's like comfort food for the cocktail crowd.
I love it.
Right? We're seeing a revival of those classics.
It's like espresso martinis.
Espresso martinis.
Simple fashions.
But with these innovative twists.
Right.
That appeal to
contemporary palates.
Yeah, contemporary palates.
Uh-huh.
I'm all for a good espresso martini.
Me too.
But what kind of modern twists are we talking about here?
You might see an espresso martini infused with lavender or a smoked old-fashioned garnished with a dehydrated citrus peel.
Oh, wow.
It's about taking something familiar and making it exciting and new.
Right. It's like a nod to the past.
With a wink to the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But while some folks are rediscovering the classics,
Right.
others are seeking out alternatives to alcohol.
Interesting.
Yeah. The report mentions a growing interest in no and low alcohol cocktails.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating trend that reflects a shift towards more mindful drinking habits.
Yeah. People are more aware of
their impact of alcohol on their health and well-being.
Yeah.
And they're looking for options that allow them to enjoy the social aspects of drinking.
Right.
Without the negative consequences.
So it's not about necessarily abstaining altogether.
Right.
It's about having more choices.
And being able to moderate your intake.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So it's about creating a more inclusive and welcoming environment for everybody.
I think so.
Right. Regardless of their drinking preferences.
Exactly.
And it's not just about offering mocktails or non-alcoholic beers.
Right.
We're seeing a surge in creativity.
Yeah.
When it comes to crafting sophisticated and flavorful.
And low alcohol cocktails.
Yeah. That can stand alongside their
boozy counterparts.
Yeah, their boozy counterparts.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. It's nice to see the industry evolving to cater to a wider range of
preferences and lifestyle.
Lifestyles.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's shift gears a little bit.
All right.
And talk about something that's not on the menu but is definitely impacting the culinary landscape.
What's technology?
Technology, of course.
Yeah.
It's transforming everything.
It is.
Including the restaurant industry.
In profound ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're seeing everything from AI-powered ordering systems.
Personalized recommendations.
To robotic kitchen assistants and automated delivery services.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
How technology is streamlining operations.
Right. Enhancing the customer experience and even influencing menu creation.
But are there any potential downsides?
To this increased reliance on technology. Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I think that's a valid concern.
Okay.
While technology offers so many benefits, it's important to consider the potential impact on human interaction.
Okay.
And the overall dining experience. Some people might argue that relying too heavily on automated systems could lead to a less personalized, less human touch.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance.
It is.
Right. We want to embrace those conveniences and innovations that technology offers.
Of course.
But we also don't want to lose the warmth
and personal connection
that make dining out so special.
Absolutely. It's about finding that sweet spot where technology enhances the dining experience.
Without diminishing the human element.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of human connection.
Yes.
The report also highlights a trend towards hyperlocal dining experiences.
Hyperlocal?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So hyperlocal dining is all about connecting with your community and supporting businesses.
In your immediate vicinity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's about sourcing ingredients from
local farms. Breweries. Wineries.
Yeah. Creating a truly localized and sustainable dining experience.
This sounds great.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it's about celebrating the unique flavors and traditions of a specific place and reducing your environmental footprint by minimizing those transportation distances.
It seems like a natural extension of the sustainability movement.
It does, doesn't it? It's like taking a holistic approach to dining, considering not only the ingredients, but also the impact on the local community and the environment.
It's about more than just eating.
Right.
It's about fostering a sense of community.
And supporting the people who grow and produce our food.
Yeah, and it aligns so well with
the rising popularity of farmers markets.
Yeah.
And the farm-to-table movement.
Right, okay, but while consumers are seeking out these authentic...
Locally
sourced dining experiences...
Yes.
They're also embracing a trend that's all about indulgence.
Okay.
And pushing culinary boundaries.
What's that?
The rise of tasting menus.
Tasting menus.
Yeah.
They're not just for fine dining anymore.
They are not. They're becoming increasingly popular in a variety of restaurants.
Yeah.
offering diners like,
a curated culinary journey.
A curated culinary journey that showcases the chef's creativity and skill.
I love a good tasting menu.
Me too.
It's like a culinary adventure.
Yeah.
Where you get to experience a symphony of flavors and textures.
Right.
Each dish carefully crafted to complement the next.
It's the perfect way to explore new ingredients.
And culinary techniques.
And immerse yourself in the chef's vision.
Right.
But tasting menus often come with like a hefty price tag.
They do.
So how does that fit in with like
the trend of value-conscious dining
that we were talking about earlier?
It's an interesting paradox. While diners are seeking value, they're also willing to splurge.
If it's something special?
On experiences that offer something truly special and memorable.
Right, tasting menu.
Especially one that utilizes high-quality,
locally sourced ingredients. It showcases innovative techniques.
Can provide that sense of value that transcends the price tag.
So it's like,
investing in an experience.
Yeah.
That will tantalize your taste buds.
And create lasting memories.
Exactly.
But speaking of memories,
yes,
let's talk about a trend that's all about capturing those perfect Instagram-worthy moments.
Oh, I love this one.
The importance of
visually appealing food presentation.
A visually appealing food presentation.
Yes.
In today's visually driven world, food presentation has become such an integral part of the dining experience.
It really has.
People are not only looking for food that tastes good,
but also for dishes that are aesthetically pleasing, photogenic.
It's like they say, we eat with our eyes first.
We do.
A beautifully presented dish
can enhance the anticipation and enjoyment of the meal.
Absolutely.
Making it a more memorable and shareable experience.
Yeah. And chefs are totally responding to this trend.
Oh, yeah.
By paying such attention to detail.
Using vibrant colors.
Yeah.
Interesting textures.
Using creative plating techniques.
To elevate the visual appeal of their dishes.
It's like art on a plate.
It is.
And it speaks to that, increasing influence of social media on dining culture.
Absolutely.
Right? People are eager to share their culinary adventures.
With their followers.
Yeah. And a visually stunning dish is sure to, get likes and comments.
It is. It's a symbiotic relationship.
It is.
Restaurants benefit from the free publicity that comes with Instagram-worthy dishes. And diners get to showcase their sophisticated palates and aesthetically pleasing meals.
Yeah, so it's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Okay, and this focus on visual appeal goes beyond the food itself.
Right.
The report also mentions the importance of creating an ambiance.
Right.
That's both stylish and inviting.
Restaurants are paying more attention to interior design.
Yeah.
Lighting,
music.
To create an atmosphere that enhances the overall dining experience.
Whether it's
a cozy and intimate setting.
Yeah, or a vibrant and energetic space.
Right.
The ambiance can really set the tone for a memorable meal.
It can.
Yeah, it's all about creating a holistic and immersive experience.
Right.
That engages all the senses. And speaking of engaging the senses.
Yes.
Let's talk about a trend that's all about taking dining to the next level.
Ooh, tell me more.
Multi-sensory dining experiences.
Multi-sensory dining.
Yeah.
I love it.
It goes beyond just taste and smell.
Yeah, it incorporates elements of sight, sound, even touch.
Right.
To create a truly immersive and unforgettable dining experience.
I've heard of restaurants that use projections and lighting.
Oh, yeah.
To create a visual spectacle.
While you dine.
Yeah, or that incorporate soundtracks.
That complement the flavors of the dishes.
It sounds incredible.
It does, it's just nice.
Yeah, but it also sounds like this type of dining experience only accessible to
the elite?
The elite.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
While multi-sensory dining can be an expensive endeavor, it's not exclusive to high-end restaurants.
Okay.
We're seeing more and more restaurants, even those with more casual dining concepts, incorporating elements of multi-sensory dining to create a more engaging and memorable experience.
For their guests.
Right.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see how, the culinary world
is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Finding new ways to delight and amaze diners.
But with all these, innovative trends emerging, I can't help but wonder,
what about the classics?
What about the classics?
Right. Are traditional dishes and culinary techniques being forgotten? Amidst all this excitement.
Not
at all.
Okay.
While innovation is certainly driving the culinary landscape, there's also a deep appreciation for tradition.
Right.
And a desire to preserve culinary heritage.
So it's not about abandoning the old.
Right.
It's about finding a balance between tradition and innovation.
Exactly. Chefs are drawing inspiration from classic dishes and techniques.
Right.
Reinterpreting them with modern twists, using high-quality ingredients to elevate those familiar flavors.
It's about honoring the past.
While embracing the present.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It's about respecting culinary traditions.
But also pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
And exploring new possibilities.
But with so many factors influencing the dining scene.
Right.
From sustainability to technology.
Social media.
To social media. I can't help but wonder, like,
what does the future hold?
What does the future hold for the restaurant industry?
The future of dining is bright.
Okay.
And full of exciting possibilities. We're seeing a convergence of trends that are shaping a more conscious, connected, and experiential dining landscape.
It's fascinating to see how, like, all these trends are interconnected.
They are.
You know, for example, the focus on sustainability is driving the popularity of, like, hyper-local dining.
Right.
While technology is enhancing the dining experience.
Absolutely.
And making it more accessible to a wider range of consumers.
Exactly.
And as consumers become more discerning and demanding,
I think we can expect to see even more creativity and innovation.
In the culinary world.
In the culinary world, absolutely.
From personalized dining experiences.
To AI-powered menu recommendations.
To immersive multisensory dining journeys.
The possibilities are endless.
It's an exciting time to be a foodie.
It is.
But amidst all this excitement,
it's
important to remember that dining is ultimately about more than just the food itself.
You're right.
You know, it's about connecting with people.
Sharing stories.
Creating memories.
Creating memories, exactly.
And that's a beautiful sentiment to end on.
It is.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, there's one more trend I want to touch on.
What's that?
The rise of culinary tourism.
Culinary tourism.
Yeah, what exactly does that mean?
Culinary tourism is all about traveling to experience the unique flavors and culinary traditions.
Of different regions and cultures.
It's
about immersing yourself in the local food scene.
Yeah, from street food stalls to Michelin-starred restaurants.
And learning about the history and culture behind the dishes.
Exactly.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it's like taking your taste buds on an adventure.
Yeah, but how does culinary tourism fit into, like, the broader trends we've been discussing?
I think it's a natural extension of many of them.
Okay.
You know, the focus on sustainability is driving a desire to experience authentic and locally sourced cuisine. While the rise of social media is fueling a desire to discover and share unique dining experiences.
From around the world.
From around the world, exactly.
And as travelers become more discerning and adventurous?
I think they're seeking out destinations that offer a rich and diverse culinary landscape.
So it's like this convergence of travel food and culture.
It is.
All driven by a desire for, like, you know, authentic and memorable experiences.
Exactly.
Yeah. And as the world becomes increasingly interconnected.
I think culinary tourism is only going to become more popular.
It makes sense.
It's a trend that benefits both travelers and the destinations they visit.
Right.
It fosters cultural exchange, supports local economies, and promotes a greater appreciation for the diversity of global cuisine.
That's a wonderful thought.
It is.
It's amazing to think about how food can bring people together.
Right.
And create a sense of shared experience.
Even across cultures and continents.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the power of food as a universal language.
Yeah.
And as we continue to explore the culinary world, we'll undoubtedly discover even more delicious and inspiring ways to connect with each other and with the world around us.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From sustainable sourcing to AI-powered kitchens.
To the rise of culinary tourism.
But before we say goodbye, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
All right.
This report has painted such a vibrant picture of the future of food.
It has, hasn't it?
But it's not just about what we'll be eating. It's about, like, you know,
how our values are shaping the culinary landscape.
Yeah, and how we experience the world. Like,
absolutely.
What really stood out to you as we explored these trends?
You know, the theme of conscious consumption really resonated with me.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's prioritizing sustainability, seeking out locally sourced ingredients, or exploring functional foods, like, it's clear that people are becoming more mindful of the impact their food choices have on their health,
their community,
their communities,
the planet. Yeah, it's like food is becoming a vehicle for positive change.
I love that.
And it's not just about individual choices. It's about the industry responding
Absolutely
to these evolving values and creating experiences that align with them.
We're seeing restaurants embrace sustainable practices,
Right.
chefs championing local farmers,
Yeah.
and technology being used to enhance transparency and traceability in the food supply chain.
So it's like a collaborative effort
It is.
to create a more responsible and ethical food system.
I think so.
And it's not just about being good. It's about enhancing the dining experience.
Exactly.
Fresh, locally sourced ingredients often taste better.
They do.
Knowing the story behind your meal adds a layer of connection.
Absolutely.
And supporting businesses that align with your values just feels good.
It feels good.
It's a win-win.
It is a win-win.
For everyone.
For everyone.
And it's creating a more vibrant and diverse culinary landscape.
Right.
We're seeing a fusion of global flavors, a rediscovery of traditional techniques, and an explosion of creativity.
That's pushing the boundaries of what food can be.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be a food lover.
It is.
And this deep dive has given us a glimpse into what's cooking.
It has.
But as we wrap things up,
okay,
I want to leave you with something to chew on.
Oh, okay, I'm listening.
The report touched on AI integration.
It did.
But it really just scratched the surface.
Right.
It's a trend with huge implications.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just getting started.
Yeah, just the beginning.
Imagine personalized menus tailored to your dietary needs and preferences.
Oh, wow.
Robotic chefs that can prepare meals with precision and consistency.
I can see it now.
Or even virtual reality dining experiences that transport you to exotic locations.
Without leaving your home.
Without leaving your home.
That's amazing.
The possibilities are mind-boggling.
They are.
So as you navigate the culinary landscape in 2025 and beyond,
okay,
keep your eyes peeled for these trends.
I will.
Embrace the adventure and savor every bite.
Words to live by.
And remember, food is more than just sustenance.
Right.
It's a reflection of our values, our creativity, and our connection to the world around us.
Beautifully said. I love that. I agree.
I think that's a great point. It's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's how we use it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have to use it in a way that enhances the human experience.
And not replaces it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so as we kind of, wrap up our deep dive here, any final thoughts for our listeners?
I would just encourage everyone to stay curious, to keep exploring new flavors, to be open to new experiences. The culinary world is constantly evolving.
It is.
And there's always something new to discover.
Absolutely. I think that's great advice.
And who knows, maybe we'll even see some of these trends come to life sooner than we think.
I think so, too. Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the future of food.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, happy eating.
Cheers to that.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through the future of travel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more insights and updates. Visit Tourism, Capturing the Scene of Knowledge, a comprehensive website delivering the latest travel trends and innovations. Accelerate your mastery of the tourism industry, all in one place. Navigate through a vast showcase of comprehensive business-oriented tourism content, 99% pure industry intelligence, and 1% academic, curated for discerning professionals. Why subscribe to Tourism? Capturing the Scene of Knowledge. Make informed decisions. Instantly access key reports and insights from top sources across the tourism industry. No research required. All in one place. Why split your attention? A single subscription gives you easy access to thousands of reports, videos, and infographics just as effortlessly as watching a 30-second ad. Save time with curated searches. Time is money. Let our subscription save you both by delivering valuable insights directly without the endless search. Until next time, happy travels.